I'll let this start it.
We caught that
Hi,
live. Hey, everyone. I do too. Thanks so much for coming to this special live stream with my good buddy, Dean Hollingworth, who I've had on the summit for so many years now. And just really excited to have him on to demonstrate a tennis workout for speed and power for tennis. I know, we were chatting before, and Dean's going to do his best to show you how to do this in the confines of your own home. But he's an expert at it, so I'm sure he's going to give you a great workout just like in years past. And yeah, if you don't know about Dean, just in case, if this is your first summit or you haven't seen him on my podcast before, he's a highly regarded author, speaker, and fitness and performance consultant. He's also a certified strength and conditioning specialist, a master tennis performance specialist by the ITPA, of which we only have a few. And he's also a part of Team PTR. Here comes the pronunciation again. Dean is currently the
director. Best thing every year. This is the best thing every year.
Dean is currently Dean is currently the director of fitness and sports performance at Club Sportif Cote-de-Liesse in Montreal.
That's your best effort. Just the
Thanks.
last one is Cote-de-Liesse.
Oh, Liesse. Dang it. I tried my best French accent.
Yeah. That was, dude, you're on fire.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Where he works primarily with high performance tennis players. And also, if you all didn't see his awesome video, I believe it was yesterday, definitely check that out. It was really good. A lot of great on-court exercises with his student, who was great as well. So, pleasure to have you on, Dean. How have you been?
Hey, Maribin. As always, thank you so much for having me. I've been great. Thank you for asking. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be here. And my next question is, what year is this? How many years have you been doing this already?
It's the 7th. Yeah.
7th. Hey, time flies, eh?
Yeah, it does when you're having fun. I mean, the first year I did it only on technique, and then after that it was just like everything because people just wanted, the whole variety. But well, we're getting some people. Hey, how are you doing?
Hi.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you're a student.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Hey,
great to see you.
Yeah, Dario. Nice.
What's going on? Yeah. And Dean, just to kind of tell everyone. There's some people streaming in. I mean, we've got a bunch, but
okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Tell us. Oh, it's all right. I'm typing in you're from. So just typing that in to get some more engagement. But yeah, Dean, and you also do you still do the Zoom classes?
No, the Zoom classes kind of got put away. I would say almost a year ago. I think it's been a year. Yeah, a year ago they stopped. With COVID, really, I don't want to say coming to an end or anything, but people feeling more comfortable going to gyms and being out in public, it started to become less and less attended. I mean, we were still getting 5-6 people, but yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. So mostly physical work. For you. So yeah, we're getting a lot more people now. Lauren, hello from Idaho. Dean, I always enjoy your Instagram posts. Sweet.
Thanks.
Nice.
I love that.
Nice. Dario loves your content and Instagram. There you go again.
Yeah.
Instagram king over here. Angel, hello from Connecticut. What's up?
Nice.
Tom, Dr. Nordstrom signing in, ready for workout. That's what we want.
Workout. Wow, I'm being pressured here now.
Yeah. Maggie, hola chicos. Maggie de Acapulco. What's up? Nice to see you. Yeah.
Nice.
Tanya, hello from Massachusetts.
Oh, Tanya, hey. She was always part of Tanya and Yasna, they were always part of the online class, or often for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Love to see it. Dave, hello from Loveland. What a great name.
Yeah.
I like that city. So yeah, and so Dean was bantering me a bit before, and as you all know, like I usually participate, but I did get some feedback that people do kind of prefer, and maybe it was the layout, I don't know, but like kind of prefer to see Dean like doing the workout like in full screen, and then also I have a match later on today. So kind of those factors coupled made me not do it. But Dean is like, come on, man. So we might have to do this again in a few weeks or something. So yeah, I'll be down for the torture. I mean, fun. So
it is torture for you, and I enjoy delivering it. Also, I mean, it's not a lie.
Yeah. No, but it's I while I'm experiencing the pain, I try to like trigger like, oh, I love the pain. So it's fun. I like it. So yeah, Tanya says I miss those classes. Lauren says I'm watching with my 10-year-old tennis playing daughter. Excited for a workout. Sweet.
Cool. Very cool.
Kevin from Ottawa. Hey,
Woo!
There we go. Fellow Canadian.
I know,
Maribon can say it with hey. Maribon can say it with
a French accent too.
With the French. Maribon with the French accent. Sorry, that's bad. Britt, hello from Carmen in Seattle. Well, as Lauren said, we're excited for the workout, so I better stop talking. So, Dean, I'll let you take it away. I'll full screen you, and then I'll just monitor questions, and then I'll just give them to you as needed. So.
Yeah, and I want people to really feel comfortable to ask any question they want, because this is what it's about. There are no bad questions. The more questions you ask, there's someone else out there thinking about it. So don't be shy. Ask the question. What I love about question, it usually leads us into more. We take a little turn left, come back, and we do different types of activities that I didn't have planned, but people start benefiting from it more so. What I do want to say is, the workout that we're going to do today, first of all, as you said, I'm trying to make this for the confines of your home and confines of a small space, because that's what we're usually used to, Maribon and I doing. But the exercises I'm going to give you today are really essential for speed and power on the tennis court, or any type of speed and power, regardless of the sport. The one thing I will say about speed that's really important for people to realize is, if you want to learn to run faster, then you have to try and run as fast as you can. And we have to be careful for the younger junior players out there. They're used to sprinting, but when we start getting up in age a little, we don't run as much as we used to. And I always remembered working with adults, period, before I got into the tennis world. I pulled my hammy because I went and I played touch football or whatever it was. And people, they didn't understand that jogging is one thing and sprinting is much more aggressive and much more demanding on the body. So if you're in your 40s and 50s and 60s, I do not, and I repeat, I do not recommend going out there and starting like, oh, I'm going to try sprinting today. You have to literally train your body to be able to perform high quality sprints. So today, what we're going to do is, tell me if I'm in there we go. Okay. So one of the first exercises, and all of these exercises, guys, one thing I say so often is that in your warm-up, it is so important to practice the various aspects of tennis to perform them prior to getting on the court. And that does include your speed and your power. We need good quickness, or speed, if you will, to get drop shots. And then there's, as opposed to linear speed, front and back, we also have lateral speed that we have to be concentrating on. So one of the nice exercises that I really like is, I'm just going to stand on my left leg. I'm going to lift my right leg up. So I want it at least to waist level. So I'm going to show you a side view. Notice that this foot is pointed upwards. We don't want to do sprints. We don't want to do sprints with our toes going down, because that's really not conducive to running, but more to spraining your ankle. So we're going to get into this position here, and all you're going to do is just switch as quickly as you can and go. And switch as quickly as possible. What we can do with that is, we're starting to teach our body how to switch from one leg to the other as quickly as possible. But we have to remember, guys, where people start getting a little mixed up with it is the arms. Okay, so I'm going to backtrack because I should have started with that. Is just working on arm movement when we're sprinting. So again, starting with the hands, one back, one forward, and we're just going to allow them to go side by side, alternating. This is also a very nice shoulder warm-up. Now, if you notice, I'm standing straight in front of you. My hands are not coming across my body. We see that a lot in sprinting, where the athletes start and they're running and the arms are coming across the body. If I'm trying to get from point A to point B in a straight line, I want my arms going in a straight line. And for you junior players out there, it's very typical of the junior players that when they start, they give this type of motion, almost like the Tasmanian devil taking off, and everything's going across. So the more we can keep going front and back, throwing the arm back, hand should come up about eye level, okay? Here's the important part of this, is that if I have small arms, it affects my knee drive. So small arms, small legs, okay? And what's the purpose on court if we're trying to gain space, if we're trying to get to the ball? If you can get to a point in 4 steps, don't take 5. Same thing, if you can get there in 3, don't take 4. So by taking longer strides, I'm able to cover more ground efficiently and get to the ball faster. Now, here's the thing. We're doing it at a nice pace, but the question comes, if I start to try and do it faster and faster and faster and faster, are you able to maintain that rhythm and that coordination? Traditionally, from what I've seen with people that are starting to learn this type of sprint technique, is the faster they go, my body should be able to remain still. And at some point, it's almost like I'm lifting myself off the ground with my arms. A lot amount of power comes from the forcefulness of the arm. If you look at Olympic sprinters, big shoulders helping them out. So that's what we want to start. It's also a nice shoulder warm-up, as I said at the beginning. So good to do at the beginning. So now we're going to go right back to where we were. Let me say this. Do this 10 to 15 seconds, 2 to 3 times in your warm-up. You're going into the gym to train for tennis 2 to 3 times and practice it. Get in front of a mirror so you can see yourself and you can see, am I doing the proper movement? Or videotape yourself and see if your arm angles are being correct, are correct. So let's go back to that quick step again, okay? So now that we got our arms in sync, we're gonna put up our right leg, hands in our sprinting position, so eyes in line with the fingers, my arms being thrown back, knee up, and just boom. Hey, 3 each leg, 3, 4 each leg. Take a break. One of the most important things when you're doing that exercise, you better breathe. Even myself, after having done it for so many thousands of times, I hold my breath, and I know I hold my breath because I sound out of breath after having done it, okay? So with that, we can do 1s, we can do 2s, but my favorite one is really the 3s. Can you get into this position? I'll show side view. Again, I start with my right leg up and go. Threes. Do it 4 times. It's going to take a little bit of wind out of you. So here are the things that happen when we start increasing the numbers. I still want every step that I do, my hands have to be in sync with my legs, okay? But also my arms, because I'm going 3, have to come to the same spot each time. The faster you go, and the more you do, if I go 3, here, we don't want this to happen. We want it to be high knees, and we want it to be big arms also. Big arms, big knees. Small arms, small knees. So let's do it one more time. We're going to go 2 each side. So that's 4 reps in total. Start with the right leg up. Hey, I didn't mention posture. We want to be here. Nice tall posture, not this. So we're nice, we're tall. Knee up, almost in line with my buckle. Hand back, hand forward. Go! 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 Woo! And those are quick steps. Sweet. Again, thanks. For the speed, the objective is how fast can you do it? It's not going to be a drill that, I've nailed it. No, you can hear I'm slightly out of breath because I'm putting a tremendous amount of effort. I'm trying to go as quickly as I can, as fast as I can. And I'm pretty lucky for my age. I can still keep up and sprint competitively against my junior players. But that's just because I'm still putting the time into it. Let's remember, as we start getting older, it's easy to maintain strength. It's much more difficult to maintain power. And that type of quick step or power movements is really what's going to help you keep your game at a higher level. Any questions?
Awesome. Love that. I've been trying to put up a bunch of banners that kind of reflecting what you're saying. So that's great. Yeah, we do have. Awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So we do have a question from Mike. At 66. Yeah. At 66, speed is good for age. That's great. I just run hard for every ball during hitting sessions in the match. My big problem, probably not the subject of this, is poor hip abduction, keeping me from getting low. Interesting.
Yeah. So I'd like to tackle that a little bit more towards the end because I agree completely with Mike here that unless you have good mobility, you're not going to have good sprint technique or you're not going to have great movement, period. Because one of the things, like I said, Maraban, at the beginning, is that I need my foot to be like this here. Okay. Now this angle is a great angle in terms of being able to make contact, because when I'm going to sprint, it's the balls of my feet that hit the ground. Now, you'll notice here that my ankle mobility is actually quite good. If you're not able to get past, hate to say your toes, but you should be able to get your knee past your toes relatively easily without your heel coming off the ground. I mean, yeah, it's easy to get it there if I let my heel, but that's how we test ankle mobility, and that's how we work better ankle mobility, by just driving in and out, okay? So the ankles, big factor in playing, in developing better speed. Having spoken about the ankles, the other exercise that I have my junior high performance players perform every day prior to practice, it's part of our dynamic warm-up, is pogo jumps. So they're not as easy to do as they may look, because what I'm trying to do here, first of all, I have to sink both hands at the same time, up and down, with my feet slapping off the ground. I'm not getting much bend out of my knees. It's not a jump. It's coming from the ankles. And that is something that if you work on, I guarantee you, you will feel a difference in your sprint. So what we do is we go pogo jumps with a slight hop forward. And then we go about 10 going backwards also, just to create that reaction at the ankle / Achilles. We can also do them sideways, which I really like also for the warm-up. If you have space, you're warming up on a tennis court, you can do your pogo jumps for about 5-6 pogo jumps and then slowly go into a sprint and give a 10 to 15 yard sprint. The sensation of slapping the toes or the balls of the feet off the ground, I've found has assisted and helped athletes of all ages how it's supposed to feel running forward. So that coupled with a sprint, 5-6 pogos, fall into it and take off is a great way of getting a better sprint coming from the ankle complex. And that's really important. So for going linear, again, our quick steps, 1, 2, 3. If you want to go wild some days and you want to see how fast you can go for 10 seconds, do that also. Pogo jumps, excellent. Practice your sprints, okay? One of the things, I'm going to add something in here. I hope you don't mind, Mariband. When I'm waiting, and I'm waiting for the next shot to come towards me, our positioning of our feet to accelerate towards the ball can play such a huge difference from A, just getting to the ball, B, getting to the ball on time and being able to do something with it as opposed to just flipping it back. When I go from my split step here, I'm up in the air. What is the split step for? As Mark likes to call it, the decision step. I'm making a decision on where the ball's going. I see my opponent across the other side, on the other side of the net, drop shot. Here, boom. That foot's got to go back. I'm here, and I go forward. And that's this right here, just it being able to go this here. That's what I want to see. Even if I have a racket in my hand, guys, that's fine. I often hear like, oh, tennis players don't need to sprint. They have a racket in their hand. There are some amazing video. I have this great picture of Andy Murray sprinting. Casper was running a lot in his match against Alcaraz at the US Open and running like this. Both of them were two great athletes, but we want to step forward and gain space. If this is my box of athleticism here, I got to get out of that box. Too often we see this followed by this and this. But if we count it and it starts to make sense because I'm going 1, 2, 3, and I've gotten one step ahead as opposed to 1. And if I was to continue, I'd head right through the wall, which my wife probably wouldn't really like. So
probably not.
That is the linear aspect of sport. Now, again, if you're going to practice sprints, yes, work going forward. But we have to remember, we have to be able to move 360 degrees around our body. That means the camera's there. I'm going to split step, foot goes back, but I have to realign. I have to realign my body and step and push diagonally. That may be, this is right in front of me. Let's say 45, I got to get 45, 43. whatever it is. It's infinite. That's why it's not enough just to practice going front, but we have to put slight adjustments in there and perhaps more angular, okay? And then we could also talk about going backwards, which is a whole nother topic onto itself. Any questions? Because I'll go into a little bit more power and lateral power.
Yeah, and let me know if you want to hold the question till later. But Christopher has a question about how to differentiating between strength and power.
Yeah. So strength is how much weight I can lift. Power is how much weight I can lift quickly. So the difference between strength and power is I'm going to push that weight much more quicker. There's a speed element to it, because two people could be of the same strength, but someone can have better power because they can move the weight much faster.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess like with your students, I mean, you're training like strength concurrently with power. So like are some days they have a strength workout, other days they have power workout, or do you just do it in sequence?
No, what we do is our week is set up that Monday we come in. Monday traditionally is a big weight day. We go into the gym, we lift weights to get stronger. You need strength to be powerful. If it's the same thing, if you have a car, it weighs a ton and you have an engine that's whatever, how many horsepower, it can only go so fast. But if I put in a bigger engine, meaning my legs are bigger and I'm stronger, I should be able to move my body more quickly. And that's the whole idea. You're just putting a bigger engine on the same amount of weight, so it's going to move faster.
Yeah, makes sense.
And
makes sense. So Dave,
Monday's our big strength day. Then Tuesday we do plyos. So plyometrics is where you're going to start developing that type of plyos helps you develop power, period. Okay. What's a plyometric? Because that's a question. And the best thing, and you've seen me do this probably like 50 times already, Maribel, but listen, this is strength. I'm trying to hit myself as hard as I can with my index finger. Okay. I'm just doing as much as I can, and I'm not creating that big of a thump. But if I stretch and let it go, now you can hear that. And that's what it is. We're using the stretch reflex in the body to stretch and let go. And that's what creates our power.
Got it. Awesome. Yeah. Dave says power is the application of strength. So yeah, right. And then Dario says, what are your thoughts about adding a training mask to improve speed and lateral mobility to work on aerobic efficiency? You ever do that?
You mean like wearing one of those masks?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I guess like one of those altitude masks?
Probably.
If that's the case, no. I don't see that really having a good effect. Listen, I know people were wearing those masks to stimulate the body in terms of them being in high altitude. First of all, as soon as you take your mask off, your body readjusts itself. And again, if you're working speed and movement, you want the athlete to be as fresh as they can. I mean, it makes me laugh because I remember during COVID at one point, and boy, did I eat a lot of, comments when I showed my athletes working out with masks. We didn't have a choice. You want to train, you had to wear a mask or the facility could get closed down. Nobody enjoyed wearing it. I mean, it just sucked the air out of it. So,
Yeah, it was a tough time. And then Dave says, I thought tennis was an anaerobic activity.
It is.
Yeah. Because I think Dario said aerobic efficiency. So yeah.
No, it isn't. Listen, you need an aerobic component for sure, but tennis is an anaerobic sport. I mean, when we look at it, how long do the rallies last? Especially at the pro tour, we're looking at a few seconds, like 4-5 seconds. So we got to train the body in that way. We have to train the body to be ready for that type of rigor of the sport. I just saw something, pass by me on the internet the other day, and they were showing like a match that lasted 2.5 hours. Well, only 17% of that time was actually the athletes were actually performing work, and it came down to, well, whatever, that number is in terms of percentage. But it was perhaps maybe 17 to 23 minutes of work that you actually did in hours of tennis. So the conditioning component for tennis is very important. Absolutely. And in my opinion, this is something that's always debated. Yeah, you have to train for it in an anaerobic way. You want to go for a jog so often, go crazy, knock yourself out, because if you're a really great athlete, you should be able to go out for a 20, 30-minute run at a nice pace and not have it bother you. But you're not going to improve your overall tennis by jogging. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen.
Definitely different heart rate makeup and whatnot. Let's see. What's your first step in moving sideways and backwards?
Oh, perfect. Beautiful segue. Here we go.
Nice.
Yeah, did you come up with that, Miraban? Because that was brilliant. So,
I paid Alexandra for this question. No, just kidding.
Right. Alexandra, thank you for the question. So I'm going to answer that, but I'm not going to answer right away. So one of the exercises that I have all my athletes perform, again, regardless of age, because I don't think this is something that really is all that demanding. It's not easy though, because you're going to see me perform it. And traditionally what's happened is, and my young kids like have a hard time with it. And when I say young, I'm talking like 14, 16, is I just want to work on that pop. Okay. I want to be able to pop, because it comes back to Alexandra's question. If I have to go to my right, my forehand, my split step's going to push me, and I got to gain space right away, right? So these pops, can I coordinate athletic stance, nice upper body, my square of athleticism right here? Why? Because if you come to push me, I'm athletic. From this position, I can go anywhere. Split step, pretend I'm up in the air. Going to my right. This foot comes out slightly to the side. And can I coordinate again, just push to the side? And now that requires a few things, guys. As I push my foot out to the side, I want full contact with my shoe to the ground, to the court, whatever type of surface you're on. Okay. If I'm just going to come and try and push from my tippy toes, which we see quite often, athletes up here and trying to push off their toes, even if you were just to take your body and lean forward on your leg with the heel off, I feel my quad. That's what I feel. And that's what I'm going to get most of is my quad. But we know that the hamstrings and the glutes, hey, that's where the real power and speed comes from. So now, if I'm pushing sideways here with my heel down, I can feel an activation, a better overall activation of my entire leg. Now, having said that, it's the coordination of the foot hitting and me extending my leg. You'll see some people, I'll do this sideways here. They'll do it, they'll hit, but they won't get that full extension. I'm trying to find a good view here. Full extension of that leg. Okay, they come and it's small. I'm trying to gain as much space as I can to my right to get to my right. So again, here, pop, pop. That's a great exercise. It's amazing, because then go and try and just hit and cross over. Okay, so go back to Alexandra's question. Again, if I'm going to my right, I'm going to hit with my left foot first. That foot's got to hit first. It's not the right foot and then pivot off pivot off of it. It's right leg, turn the leg out to the outside, cross. Now, this might answer the question before. If I'm lacking mobility in my lower body, first of all, I would have a hard time externally rotating my foot outward. So if this hip is tight, I can't get that rotation. Now, just try this at home or wherever you might be. Feet relatively close together. I got a small space. Toe staying forward. If I try and take my right leg and cross over, I'm going to get jammed. Look at the difference. Look again here. Look at how much distance I'm gaining. Not much. But now if I start with the same distance between my feet, I take my right foot, I turn it out, and now I try and cross over. It just that hip, it allows my hips to do what they can do, but it also puts my pelvis in a nice position. But we have to learn how to disassociate the upper body from the lower body in order to do that, because we still want to look at the ball coming towards us, okay? So that's really important. And the last part of that is this ankle too. If I don't have good ankle mobility, I'm not going to get a strong push off. As I come across this hip, if I'm tight in this hip, it's going to have a tough time coming over. And I've seen it where people don't have that mobility, and it does this funky thing of doing a big loop, and people almost have to jump because they're lacking the mobility in the hip. So that to me is a great point, and also a great exercise to do to get better out of your split step. Now, we're always talking about getting faster, getting quicker. We have to be able to work on deceleration. We have to be able to work on our brakes. Again, if we go back to that car analogy, and I'm putting in a bigger engine, and I'm getting faster and faster, and I'm able to get to the outside, but I can't stop, then we're going to be in a different type of trouble. You're going to have to hit winners all day long, because that court's just going to be open for your opponent to have a nice, easy shot to put away. So a couple of exercises that I really like, and we can start, for example, in the gym. Just lateral lunges, holding a weight or a kettlebell here, and just getting strong in that stopping position. The other thing is, since this is about power, is standing on my left foot, jumping all the way over to my right, and coming back. So that's called a lateral bound. So something everyone should know when we're talking about plyometrics is if I'm jumping off of 2 feet and landing on 2 feet, that's called a jump. If I'm jumping from my left leg to my right and back, or just to my right actually, that's called a bound. And if I'm doing one-legged exercises, that's called a hop. So bounding is amazing for power and for change of direction, but being able to come to the outside, hit, and come back. Bounding, again, it doesn't have to be completely side to side, okay? I can put 3 cones, and I can bound forward, back, side, back, little rotation, and come back. So that goes back to Alexandra's question about moving completely sideways, but also moving back. The thing about moving back is that it's a little bit more complicated, because traditionally what I've seen is that athletes will split step and then cross over and kind of take this big circle to get back. The more efficient way and the proper way of doing it is I have to be able to disassociate my upper body from my lower. Notice if I'm going into the back right corner, I change the position of my feet, and then I go into this position. So if I was to do it quickly, or do it the way it should be done, and then we'll go back, we'll break it down. I come, I see it's a big ball. I have to go to the back court, split step, turn, and run. So guys, the first question is, can you get into this position and have your legs like that? Okay, again, I'm facing directly my camera. Here's my belly button right here. Notice it's not this, because now my belly button's here. It's, can I disassociate my lower body from my upper body? And that, Alexandra, is the key to a successful backcourt mover, moving to the backcourt, I should say. Here, boom, push off, here, and go. Again, anytime I start out of my split step, those pops come into play. So I'm here, hit, go. Here, just practicing this, hit, go. One thing is, if you're trying to become a better mover, the way I teach it is I break it down into its smallest steps. Meaning, can you just get to that position? Can you get your athletes just to get into that position? Because trying to have them do the entire crossover and crossover back, if they're not able to gain space right off the bat, it makes no sense to have them perform the entire movement pattern. It's like, if you can't, if you're part of an entire symphony and you cannot perfect a certain part of it, it doesn't matter what you're doing at the end. We've already kind of made the movement pattern ugly. So if I can't get that into that position, and then I'm doing this and I'm working that, break it down. Same thing going to the back court. Once you're able to do this, can you get there? Sorry, can you get there? Just to that point. Break it down. Same thing for change of direction. So we just did lateral jumps. I saw you put that up, Maribel. Now can I get into that position, hit, and come back? Even, I don't have a lot of room, but even if I can split step here, open stance, and come back, that's what we want to be able to practice. And that, again, is something that you can do in your warm-up. And you can't tell me that this stuff doesn't warm me up. I'm sweating. I am warmed up. Split step, hit, cross, open stance, boom. Guys, the more you can become powerful out of that first step and then drive through with that leg, the more ground you're going to cover. Okay, so one of the big stats that I always bring out that I find fascinating about tennis is that regardless of where I am on the court, 80% of the balls are going to be 2.5 meters away from me. That could be forward, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees. But if you can start becoming more efficient through better power out of the first two steps that you make, meaning it's not even a step, it's 1, 2, coming out and over, the more balls you're going to get to. I'm so proud of the young female athletes that I work with. We have one girl, she'll start in the middle of the baseline. She'll give us a great, powerful first step, second step, and she can get to the singles line beautifully to get that ball. So essentially, she's taking one crossover to get to almost her 2.53 meters around her. So that's how you become a more effective and a more dangerous player.
Oof, love it. Love it.
I'm thinking there are questions and I need a sip of water. So.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely questions. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. And I definitely need water. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a key. So posing till closing. Stuart here from Vancouver. Yes, my relatives are there. A lot of them.
3.5.
3.5.
Are they really?
Yeah. Oh, I have a bunch. Yeah, uncles and yeah.
Oh, nice. I was just in
Yeah.
Vancouver a year ago, almost to the date.
Oh wow. Yeah, I love Vancouver. But
Love the
yeah,
city.
posing. It
Oh,
is great. 3.5 NTRP rating, 60-year-old, great stuff. Love the specific details and the explanations.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then followed by a question. Do you like to use a Bosu ball for developing the split stick? I knew he would react like that. I remember the rant we did. Oh God. Yeah.
Oh
Sorry, it's
my
okay
God.
posing. It's fine to ask it, but we
Hey,
had a little
listen,
episode about
listen.
this.
I apologize. Sorry, I'm talking over you, but first of all, I apologize for my reaction because I said any questions, are good questions. It's funny. No. Hey, prepare for a rant. My God, that Bosu. Listen, the Bosu's, and I'm going to be doing something on my Instagram about the Bosu because I just did it about the ladder and how ladder does not help speed. I mean, that's the biggest misconception. I'm not a big fan of the ladder. I think it's great for young kids. I think it's great for adults. If you're a high performance player, if you're a high performance athlete, I know they use it at academies. I know we see some of the pros using it. There's so many better things that you can do. The stuff we did to get today is so much higher in quality for your development than the ladder of pre-placed legs with your eyes down. Okay, so the rant on the Bosu, I don't want to be coming off of a Bosu, bouncing off of Bosu. That's the power is about ground reaction force. How much power, how much force I can put into the ground will dictate how fast. It's Newton. I believe it's Newton's second law. For every reaction, there's an equal reaction. My reaction into the floor to move quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. Sorry, I was typing
There
a
was
banner
another
here.
question up there I missed. Was
This one or
Windows use? Yeah.
use a full foot and Windows use balls of foot.
Yeah. So listen, when you're stopping, I think it's really important to try and get your foot down as much as possible to have a better break. I mean, if you're going to just use the balls of your feet, right, to stop, I think you're asking for problems because you're not going to be it's going to be very difficult to stop the whole momentum of your body with the balls of your feet. I think that's when players start to sprain their ankles. Balls of your feet when you're sprinting forward. We don't want heel to hit first. Sprinting is not heel toe. It's just balls of the feet driving the ground back and away. Now, just quickly, I did say my lateral movement to the outside should look like this. But if the ball's close, I can go heel toe and hit and get into my open stance. If we're going to go push balls of the feet here to drive, that's when I have to get on my horse. I got to get to the singles line, doubles line as quickly as possible because I got some speed coming at me. If I got this easy, slow ball coming, then I can be a little bit more relaxed with it and go heel toe. But change of direction should definitely be more of a flat foot trying to hit the ground.
Awesome. Thanks, Dean. Yeah, Lauren says these are awesome.
Excellent.
John said this is great.
John, thanks.
Awesome.
Appreciate
Great
it.
stuff. Gordon, how much can one use arms to run when carrying a tennis racket, and what is the trick to use arm whilst holding the racket?
Yeah, again, Gordon, there's some great video of Andy Murray sprinting with a racket. And it's a great question here. You have to practice. You have to practice with a racket in your hand because you can become really, really great at sprinting. But the reality is that we hold the racket while we're playing, while we're playing the sport. So the practice is, practice getting really fast and then start using the racket in your hand just to get used to it and adapting to it.
Yeah, thanks, Dean. Alexandra, can you please show us how you decelerate going forward and sideways? Which foot starts the deceleration for open stance and neutral stance?
Decelerate going forward, Wow. Okay. Okay.
I like that whisper voice. That was nice.
Yeah. What's that?
I said I like your whispering voice. That was very nice.
Yeah, it's just because I'm reading it out loud, so listen, it's going to be a little hard to show because we don't have a lot of distance here. But if I'm running towards the ball, and I assume, first of all, if I'm trying to decelerate, it's such a big open question. I'm coming forward. I've hit the ball. I'm coming forward. I want to get ready into my athletic stance. Here, I'm waiting. Maybe I go to a volley. Running forward, there's different ways of decelerating. If I'm coming forward, I would go into heel, trying to stop. We don't want to stop on the balls of our feet because we get that almost like when you're looking over a cliff, right? And you keep going.
Yeah.
But I'm coming forward. I come here. Now I'm in my athletic stance. The ball's being hit. I can go into my volley. Maybe I'm running forward, right? And I have to go back quickly. So I've hit a ball. I'm coming forward. They hit an amazing lob. I would want to turn my body, turn my hips quickly to be able to cross over back. Okay, if I'm able to cross over back, I keep my eye on the ball. In terms of lateral movement, deceleration, if I'm coming, I've crossed over, I'm in my open stance here, I hit, that outside leg is stopping me. I'm here, cross over, hit, boom, come back. Okay, so let me add a little something to that. I'm coming to the outside, as I've said, hit, crossover, open stance. I got to push off this. I have to push off my outside leg to get back. We've said that. Here's the important part. I want people to think of it as I'm hitting and driving away at the same time. I've just hit, boom, I go. Often what we see with players that are not as efficient movers is that they come to the outside, they hit, they sink into the ground where they almost really stop and then reaccelerate. I like to think of it as more as hitting, and I'm not decelerating, theoretically I am, but I'm reaccelerating away from that position. So when you say deceleration, and I use the word deceleration, don't get me wrong, I want it to be getting away as quickly as possible, as opposed to decelerate and then reaccelerating again. It's kind of like I'm trying to drive away from there as quickly as possible. Last point, come to the outside. Here, this foot, where people go wrong after this, is they leave this foot on the ground and they try and cross over it. And it looks awkward and it feels awkward. And every athlete that we've worked on together, that I've worked with on this together, where I can get them to hit, turn, lift, and turn that foot outward. So I've just hit, push from the outside, here, lift, and drive back. That's given them A, it's more comfortable, B, they're gaining more space, and C, they're going faster. Guys, those three aspects together makes you a great mover.
Awesome. Thanks, Dean. So yeah, I know we're close to one, and I mean, I'm fine. I wasn't sure if you have stuff, but I don't know if you
I'm happy to answer any questions. So when
Perfect.
People stop, I'm good. Or if you have a time limit, I'm cool.
Cool. No, I'm good actually. And just making sure that you're good with were there other things you wanted to show, or
I really appreciate you asking me. I just don't want you to be too tired for your match later.
Oh my God. Killing me. Yeah, it's through my eyes. We got to save my eye. No, I'm kidding. Let's see.
Yeah, that's true though, eh?
Yeah, sort of. Gordon, what foot patterns do you recommend for serve and volley?
Serve and volley. Well, if we're going to go into the serve, I'm starting from the baseline. Let's say I serve. I come over. That first step, I want to come into it. Okay. And again, I'm coming, serve, land, sprint, get into an athletic stance. I mean, if you have time. If you don't, then you're running towards the ball. You split step and hit and come through. I mean, I think that's the best way. Serve. So as soon as you get on if you're a righty like me, you're on your left, you take that couple of steps forward, figure out where you want to be on court depending on where you've put the ball. If you have time, you can slow down and then split step. And we know that if I'm waiting and the volley's on my forehand, I split step, push off my right, hit and drive through the ball off of my right leg.
Excellent. Thanks, Dean. Posing to closing from Vancouver. How do you coordinate this footwork with the unit turn, i.e. when you run with arms, and when do the arms move to the ready position?
Well, ideally, when you're moving towards the ball, and let's say we're going to the forehand, and I think this is it. So I'm running towards the ball. When that ball bounces, I got to get racket prep ready. When the ball hits, racket prep, boom. It's in sync when the ball's hitting in the court.
Perfecto. Thanks. John, if you're closing the net at full run, but can't make it all the way before the opponent hits, how do you get into your split step? Do you slow down first? Approach.
Well, I don't. I mean, if you're sorry, Maribel, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. That. No worries.
But if I'm running towards the net and I can't make a split step before the ball's hit, so that means the ball's hit, I can't split step. Dude, just get to the ball, right? I think that would be the answer to that. I mean, you're not always going to split step is the point of this. Sometimes you're going to hit the ball and you just got to haul butt to get to the next ball.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Let's see. If you're closing then a full room, can't make it all the way. The opponent hits. So, yeah. If you don't have time, I guess you can't do it.
No. Okay.
Yeah, let us know, John, if we're interpreting it correctly. Just try to clarify if needed. Let's see. So Britt, I have issues with turf toe sometimes. Is this because of my form or maybe a physical issue?
Well, turf toe, first of all, is a real bugger of an injury and hard to get rid of. Turf toe traditionally, I think Britt, is it with your big toe? Just give me a yes or no there, please.
I'm looking for the response. Not quite yet.
Okay, so since we're at the end, I'm just going to take my shoes off here, and I want to go over something. Turf toe, plantar fasciitis, those are really some injuries that happen at all ages, but especially I see it happening more as thanks, Britt. So we need to work the mobility of the big toe, and we need to work the mobility of the ankle and the flexibility of the foot. So listen, I had plantar fasciitis a couple of years ago. I was lucky I got rid of it quickly, primarily because I knew what to do with it. But first of all, we have to stretch out our calves, whether it's like this, and also get into the lower part of our calf and into the Achilles. So straight leg calf, bend lower calf, Achilles. That's number one. Foam roll the calf, foam roll the bottom of your foot. But Britt, I think this here, right here, sitting on your toes like this and just hanging out here for a while, this is gold. And this you'll really feel on the big toe. Your toes. It needs to be mobilized. So I think that's a great way to go with that. But rolling the bottom of your foot and guys, you got to take care of your feet, right? first thing that hits the ground every time when we're running, when we're walking. We don't, it's funny because we don't think really of training the ankles or training the feet or stretching as much as we should, because if that isn't well taken care of, our kinetic chain all the way up, it's not going to be what it should be.
Yeah, most definitely. And then John says, follow up to his question about the sprinting to the net and the split step. Further to my running to the net question, it happens when the opponent is dinking and dunking me, lob followed by drop to the side. So they hit a drop shot, you run and get it, and then they lob you. Is that right?
Yeah. I think, yeah. So, okay. So if I'm running towards the ball and I get it here, let's say, because it's a drop shot, there's not going to be any, first of all, my first concern is going to be I need to stop. So I'm going to get the ball over and I'm going to turn my body. So if I'm running to the right side of the court here and I drive forward, I get my drop shot, I got to get into this position and cross over. Now, that crossover will hopefully put me in a good position to start tracking the next ball and running back. I'm having a bit of a hard time with that one, but I think that kind of answers the question.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. With you. Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely agree with you 100%. That's what I meant. Yeah. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Any recommendations for cross-training activities for tennis? Perhaps some interval training? What do you think?
Yeah, cross-training for tennis. Interval training, I think is good. Guys, sorry, I'm just going to have a quick sip of water.
Yeah, no worries. I will just chat while you sip. Okay.
No, that's all I need. Get into the gym, guys. Get your body stronger. And you don't need a big tennis specific workout or anything. Just get your body overall stronger. Squats, lunges, press, pull. You don't need to work out biceps and triceps unless you want to look good on the court. There's no problem with that. Train your overall movement. Get a great foundation of strength down. Then when you start getting stronger, then we can start looking at some exercises that will be more beneficial to the sport. Sorry.
Perfect. No worries. Let's see. What else do we have? Do you have any tips on racket smash technique? We got just a fun question here. You ever smashed your racket before?
Me?
I don't think you have you?
I'm not going to touch that. That's more to me. This is more of a tennis type of question. It's I'm not. That's
very diplomatic. I just want to see if you had any jokes for us, but it's very.
I mean, you want to break a racket. Don't train to break it on the first hit. Don't stand there and try and break it after 5 hits. It just looks weak.
That's why you need to get to the gym, the power training. That's going to help. Let's see. Alexandra, is there an advantage in hitting open stance over neutral stance to create/transfer more power on the forehand? How is the proper footwork to load and transfer open stance?
Okay. So, I mean, the big thing about neutral and people athletes get more power out of neutral stance. It's just the positioning of your body being like, if I'm here and I get into this position, you can get more. We're going forward with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here.
Yeah.
I get into my neutral stance. I load up on my right leg. I come through. I hit. I can go forward. One thing that's really important about the neutral stance that's not talked about enough, I'm just going to tuck this in, is that if I'm loading up for neutral stance, I'm a righty, I'm going to hit my forehand. I got to be able, this dissociation, Maribel, I'm not dancing, so don't laugh, okay? I have to be able to load up into my right hip, and it starts right here again. Can I do this movement, load up, and look at the elasticity that's happening here. Now, as my hip starts first coming through, I can feel this, and this helps me come come through much easier, much more powerful. On the open stance, if I'm going to hit a ball here, I'm really loading up this right leg. You need good mobility, first of all, to get into this position nicely. Here, rotate away, load up on that right leg, and boom, come through. But the neutral stance. But if you're hitting a ball on the run and you're here, I'm going to load up and I can come through like that also. So it depends on the ball that you're going to receive.
Perfect. So yeah, Aaron is just asking, is there going to be a recording of it for you to check out later? Yes. So that's good. So enjoy that. Let's see. John, further to my running to the net question. Oh no, I read that. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I thought John was really like hammering away on that.
He might.
I loved it. Hey, listen, forceful. You want an answer, get it.
Yeah, not true. Let's see. Sorry, I keep clicking stuff randomly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting. Tom, clarify turf. There are two types. One is blood hematoma under the toenail. The other is injury to the tendons and capsule under the big 2MP joint from the doctor.
Yeah. Thanks, Doc.
Yeah. I guess there's different one. Yeah. But anyways, let's see. Britt, thank you so much.
Very welcome, guys.
Posing says, I've had turf toe, may be worthwhile getting checked for custom orthotics. In my case, my foot bones need additional support, flat feet.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, listen, that's a great point. You know, like, it's nice that we're giving out advice here, but you have to go see, somebody that specializes in these areas. It's what I'm trying to provide is try and do these exercises, and hopefully you will avoid getting them. If you get them, then you should go see a trained professional. There's no doubt about that.
100%. So, all right, John did indeed have a follow-up. Any thoughts on the opposite order where they lob you and then they drop shot you in terms of the footwork?
Well, again, if I'm standing in the back court, it depends. I mean, if I have a big lob and I give it one of these, so the best thing would be I'm backing up, I hit the ball, that foot is pushed back. Now, I don't know how quickly you're going to recognize, if I get a lob, what kind of ball are you giving back? Are you going to lob it back? Are you going to try to hit it down the line, cross court, whatever it is? If I'm going to give it back if I'm going to hit the ball back and I've pushed off my foot and I look up and I see somebody's at the net, then I just start sprinting. I start sprinting towards the net and try and read the angle position of the racket in order to determine where the ball is going to land.
Thanks, Dean. Dario, plyo, interval, and court mobility training is significant. Is it okay to cross-train with spinning to improve aerobic endurance and recovery and increase leg strength?
Yeah, I mean, listen, going back to that cross-training, for aerobic or anaerobic conditioning, anything that gets your heart up into the zone that you want it, in my opinion, is great. Obviously, being more sports specific in terms of doing sprint patterns on court is more valuable. But we also have to remember, like, the pounding our body takes, especially if we're playing on a hard court, is very difficult on the joints, on the ankles, the knees, the feet, all that stuff. So to go on a spinning bike and do some cross training, in that way, there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I'm not sure how much spinning is going to increase your leg strength, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
You got, listen, there's no easy way around it. Go lift some weights, period.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see. Aaron, yes, find a good podiatrist or orthopedic surgeon for the turf toe. Yep, definitely. Alexandra, it's an interesting question. Can you please share specific exercises to improve serve power?
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
So, yeah, I mean, again, anything, when we talk about serve power, if we talk about power on the forehand, we talk about power on the backhand, the number one thing people have to remember is the power comes from the legs. And to get stronger and more powerful legs will definitely start helping your forehand, backhand, or your serve. Now, there's a couple of things. I'm going to try and demonstrate them as best as I can here. One of the two exercises that I like is you take a med ball overhead, big round, boom, and slam it through. And it's that kind of big arm motion and just teaching the body to slam the ball down. You have to do it both sides. What's really nice about that exercise, what we do is I can take the ball, it bounces up high enough, I can catch it and then throw it into a neutral stance. Again, any type of jumping exercise where I'm trying to teach my body to rotate and then I can land on one leg. I've seen, this isn't one of my favorite exercises, but I've seen it done where people will hold a med ball and pretend they're serving and throw it overhead like that. Not my favorite thing. I've seen it done, but Mariban, it comes down to the same thing. People are like, oh, I had coaches asking me, oh, we need to work this on the athletes, on that pronation and the snap of the wrist. It all comes from the legs. If you have strong, powerful legs, you're going to have a good, powerful serve.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's see, John, any way to use body weight exercises at home versus going to the gym?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I mean, listen, depending on your age, depending on the level of tennis you want to play, yes, body weight exercises are great. I mean, you can do squats, you can do it in a circuit, which will also help you aerobically. Again, if you're telling me you're a 16, 18-year-old player and can I just make do with body weight exercises? No, I'm sorry. Are you an adult player that just wants to stay in good shape? Hell yeah. Do those lunges, do those bridges, planks, all those exercises, push-ups. You got to get some pull-ups in there though. Okay, I think that's the one thing with body weight exercises. Everyone thinks push-ups, great, but push-ups will start. I don't want to be over dramatic here, but listen, if you're just building up your chest all day, you get rounded forward. You need some type of pulling exercises. There's just no way around it, but that can be done with an elastic, with a good elastic.
You made me sad, Dean. All I do is build up my chest for that beach,
Well, of course, dude. Just I know kidding. Who you are by
now. Oh man, no, I remember.
You're 2 sizes too small, also, right?
Yeah, no comment. But no, but I remember talking to Satoshi as well, Ochi from USTA, and he was when he recommended a workout, he was giving, I think, two back exercises to exactly
to chest, one. It should be
so
it should be a 2-to-1 ratio because, like you said, and we're joking, the front of the body's for the beach, the back of the body's for athleticism.
That's right. That's right, 100%. We have a lot of good questions here. Here we go. Kath, what gym exercises do you have for juniors to do to improve glutes and hamstrings? How about people over 40? Ooh.
Yeah, so I mean, glute and hamstrings, and I think the exercises are all the same, regardless of age. And what I mean by that is I can start, can you see me okay here?
Yeah.
So one of the greatest exercises, and you can do at home, is just doing a bridge, And if this is too easy, then you can hold it for X amount of time. I can hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. You get stronger, well, I can start doing single leg bridges and holding it and going from there. If you have a Swiss ball, you can put your feet up on the Swiss ball, which is very demanding. One great, awesome exercise, I mean, just a Romanian single leg deadlift, an RDL, just straight legs. You have a couple of dumbbells. Whoops, kicking the couch. Coming over and coming up. And this can be any age. Even just doing body weight, trying to learn how to do this is not an easy exercise. And you'll feel, if you're doing it properly, you'll feel your hamstrings and your glutes talk to you. Those exercises, especially for the junior athletes, I think that single leg is money. Because let's face it, we don't spend a lot of time on both feet when we're playing tennis, when we're waiting for the ball. Everything else is one. When you're running, it's 1 foot at a time. As you're setting up to hit, it's 1 foot at a time. So we got to be really strong on one leg.
Yeah, most definitely. Ooh, a lot of questions and comments. Dave, I've gotten faster doing the kind of stuff discussed here. Now I have an issue with spacing. Yikes.
Yeah.
Too fast, huh?
You know, it's funny. You're talking to me about the classes that I used to give online. And that was some of the problems. Like, people were becoming more efficient with their movement, that they couldn't move as far as they wanted to anymore because they didn't have the space.
Wow. Well, testament to your good work. Let's see. Falconetti, I've been wanting to play tennis for some time. What keeps me from playing is that I have right foot drop. What are your thoughts on me playing? Right foot drop. What is that actually?
I think if I'm correct, there's a neurological problem, something with the nerve in the foot. I think.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. That the response in the Achilles isn't there, and there's a foot drop. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to tell somebody to or not play. I mean, I don't want to tell someone to play and they trip and hurt themselves or something. But listen, I don't see. I'm not answering.
Yeah. I might want to just see a doctor for
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna, because I have a thought on it, but I don't want to share it.
Okay, that's all good. Let's see. Sorry, almost 60-year-old, 3-5 out of Victoria. Oh yeah, cool. It's awesome.
Son of McGill. Cool.
McGill. Oh yeah, cool. Let's see. Aaron, sorry. Oh yeah, Alexandra. Oh, okay. Just a comment about liking to use stretch cable in the fence door or door jamb to strengthen muscles and stretch rotator cuff muscles. Cool. Good to see.
That's amazing. But again, you need the rotator cuff to help you decelerate through the serve motion. But you can build up the rotator cuff. You could have the strongest rotator cuff in the world. Doesn't mean you're going to have the most powerful serve. Yeah.
But then, yeah, he does say, I agree, like muscles.
Yeah. I'm just adding that on top. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Christopher, do you recommend jumping rope?
Absolutely. I think jumping rope at the beginning for warm up is wonderful. It almost looks like our pogo jumps. And if you're going to do skipping rope, I mean, do it 2 legs, 1 leg, moving back and forth, shuffling side to side. Do all different types of patterns. Challenge yourself.
Got it. Trick Shotter says, hi, Dean.
Hello.
Hey. Actually, I missed one. Dario, working with a steady bike during drills with loads against time. Let's see. How do you do with loads? Steady bike with loads.
I'm not. I think, but I'm not 100% sure. Working with a steady bike, doing drills with. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe clarify if you want. Yeah. Got to be stationary. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure, but all good. I'm in Montreal.
My son who plays U4 takes some lessons from you. Do you listen? You can get you get a receipt from the club. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if
nice.
Your medical and cool.
Nice. Yeah. And speaking of, I mean, how should people? I mean, do you have availability or I don't know? Yeah. I mean, how do they do that?
Yeah, so the best way is, I have a website called Baseline Power, so you can shoot me an email through that. Or you can also get to me on Instagram at _baseline power _. And there you can message me. I answer all my messages. And also there's, I think, a lot of great content on there. A lot of stuff that we went over here is on there.
Yeah, sweet.
And it's also, right? It's also on my presentation I did earlier yesterday or the day before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, great presentation.
A lot of that was, thank you.
Of course. Trying to track.
And you see how she moves, hey? Like, that girl is just
great.
She's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, she's awesome. Really great student. Let's see, Alexandra. Thank you, Dean. I'm in Portugal, but lived in Montreal and studied at McGill. Do you have
Ah,
online courses? Baseline power?
I don't have I don't have any online courses, but I do online training. I mean, if anybody wants to get a couple of lessons, classes together, the way it works is, we go through an evaluation of the person that's in front of me. Then we meet. I tape the classes. So whatever you do with me, you get a videotape of it. And if there's exercises to do, I'm either doing them or I'm sending you videos of people that do them better than me.
Perfect. Let's see. I'm just going to read this out. You don't have to comment, Dean, but foot drop is a neurological problem, could be sciatic nerve issue, back, etc., peripheral nerve issue from diabetes. See a specialist. Consider foot drop brace or dynamic brace with a spring. Good to know, Doc. Thank you. Alexandra, I agree that legs are important, but wheelchair servers serve very well, faster than me, and also small kids. So what's happening there? Have you worked with any wheelchair athletes, or I don't know?
You know what? I actually started a few months ago working with a female wheelchair athlete just a little while ago. And yeah, I mean, you can develop a fast serve also, but it's, I think technique comes into it a lot. Do you have a good technique? And then upper body strength is also important. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's see. Okay, Dave, I do tibia. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I want to add something. It's not always the strongest and most powerful person the strongest person that's always the most powerful. I mean, we've seen throughout all sports that a small guy can produce a great amount of power in boxing or being able to throw a football, a baseball. It's not the end all and be all, but it does help. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's the timing. It's do you have the timing of putting everything together? It's like those pops I was doing. I'm not that powerful. I just got good timing doing it.
Yeah. Thanks, Dean. 100%. Dave, I do tibia work to balance the calves. Seems like with so much calf work, there needs to be some balance work of the tibia. That seems to keep ankles and heels happy. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean it's a good way. I traditionally haven't. I mean, I don't really. I didn't have any need for that with my athletes or for myself. That may be due also to the fact that we do warm ups barefoot, so the foot complex, the ankle, the tibia, everything is getting hammered a little bit more. So yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna put my stuff up here because I guess we're
There
doing
you go. Good to
questions.
see you back there, man.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure. You showed John. You showed bounding in different directions. Are there any cone patterns that we could use to work on these direction changes?
You mean like movement? Do you think movement? So we did bounding in different directions. So I think this is the question. So I did do this bounding, where I went, I had 3 cones and I went here, back, there, back. Same thing. I can come forward and just work on specific foot movement here of going here, hitting, crossing over, one crossover coming here, and then split step back court. And just do the same 3 movement patterns that you did the bounding from. Do the bounding and then go right into your movement pattern. It's actually great because you're going to feel a great stop and a great start and stop.
Good stuff. Falconetti, thank you. Perfect.
Thank you, guys. All right.
Of course. Let's see. Mike, weirdly enough, in a few cases, increasing shoulder internal rotation can increase serve speed. More applicable to throwing, though, since racket is decelerated by impact.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, you need good mobility. You need good range of motion to have the full effect of the body. I mean, if you're so strong and you can't get into the position that you need to be, I mean, my range of motion in my right shoulder is just a disaster. I can't get the racket to drop behind my head. That's why my serve is so brutal.
Yeah, it's super important. Let's see. please write your Instagram account name. So yeah, I have written it here, and you can check it out.
At
Underscore baseline power.
baseline power underscore. Yes, sir.
Oh, I should probably add an at there, eh?
Yeah, that would help. Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Fixed.
Okay.
Let's see. Wow, I can't. Wow, already at hour and a half. That's amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of interest. How much of a role does using? Yeah, how much of a role does using fascia help with speed acceleration, like stretching a string on a bow?
I mean, but the fascia and the muscles, it all works together, and that's what we're stretching. I mean, it's important. We're not because I haven't. The only time I mentioned the word fascia was when it was like plantar fasciitis. The flat fascia is throughout our entire body. It's around all our muscles, our organs. It's extremely important. We're training that at the same time. There's no doubt. The conductivity, the rate of processing of the fascia is unbelievable. So yeah, don't think it's just, I'm not saying you are or not. It's just, it's not training one thing or another. We're training the entire body.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see, John, clarification. Like a set of cones in a pattern that you practice doing different movement patterns.
Yeah. Listen, again, go to my Instagram account. You'll have better examples than me showing you. It's just too small of an area, but I'll put out, two cones close by. So we call that the one shuffle to neutral stance. We'll put two cones on the outside where we go maybe a crossover, two crossovers to get to the singles line, come back. We can put cones behind us. Just working the various movement patterns that you would encounter on a tennis court. And then I have different drills that I do with our high performance athletes, like the H drill and the I drill, but they're all on my account. I just don't have enough room or cones to start demonstrating it. Sorry.
Gotcha. No, all good. So yeah, I'm just gonna pop a link in the comments in 1 second. And yeah, it's just the all access pass. And if you want to help support Dean and get lifetime access to this session and all the sessions, then definitely check out Dean's link in the comments. So you definitely want to do that because this lesson, I mean, in itself is just extremely valuable. Think about it. It's gonna just help your movement so much through the exercises and great explanations that Dean gave to us. So definitely would want to have a library to refer back to with that link. So yeah, Dean, maybe we'll sneak in one more. Let's see. At my age, shoulder external rotation sucks. Mark had an example of a senior player analysis on YouTube. Guess who? Some of the serves he used, not the front view, were still over 100 miles per hour. Wow.
Yeah. Awesome. Good for you.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. And John has your Insta, so I'm sure he's following it. Dean, any, I guess, last thoughts / anything you want the audience to do in terms of like checking out your stuff or just anything?
No, I guess my last thought is, and I appreciate you asking, is just like whatever anybody, listening to this to or will be listening to, and whatever you want to embark on, do it smartly. Don't dive into stuff too quickly, head first. Everything has to be built up. Some of those exercises can be regress and definitely be progress, but we want to start with a good level of fitness before you start trying to sprint or start bounding and jumping all over the place. Even if like one of the viewers said, hey, body weight exercise is fantastic, start with that. Start building it up slowly and get into a gym and build strength, build resiliency in your body so you can keep playing the sport you love.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Dean, we gotta chat offline. We definitely do a podcast, very soon, and maybe do it live, live like this or whatever. But yeah, that'd be great. And so yeah, I highly encourage everybody to definitely follow Dean at baseline power. At _baseline power_, and to use the all access link to get the pass through him if you're interested. And yeah, Dean, just thanks so much for all your hard work. You're definitely one of the true guys in the industry, great guy, a lot of integrity, and really enjoy seeing your content and enjoy working with you. I really hope that we can see each other again soon and have
It's
fun.
been a long time, man.
Maybe not as much fun as we did last time. That could have been overboard, but
It was. Don't kid yourself.
yeah, I can't believe how long ago it was too. It's ridiculous.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I'll have to visit
Hey,
you up
Maribel,
there.
in return, I want to say thank you to you for everything you do for the tennis community. I mean, this summit is off the charts. It's unreal the amount of time you put into this. I hope people realize the amount of time and effort that you put into this. So I want to thank you right back at you. And you are too, like you're a good human being, and it's always a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you so much for the kind words. Really appreciate it. And it's a lot of work, of course, but it's enjoyable. A lot of great content that everybody can check out. So, thank you very much. Thank you for attending. That's it. So, thank you, everybody. We'll see you. Hopefully we'll see you this evening with Peter, 8 p.m. For the most important tennis lesson of your life is the title. So that's a big expectations here. I know. I was like, okay, Peter. But yeah, it's going to be great. So thank you, Dean. Really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you again soon. And thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Rest of the day.
You too.